welcome back to our YouTube channel. So I'm alone today. So I decided this morning, actually no, just a moment ago, that I'm going to do a short video. Welcome to Journey with the Mokales. My name is Dinyoko Mokale. My husband is not here today because he has gone to a family funeral. So I think I woke up this morning, or I just decided a moment ago that there's something that I didn't answer to. I think that someone had asked me to sort of cover in maybe another video by myself. So because my husband was not here this morning and the kids are asleep, I think the Holy Spirit reminded me of something that I was asked to do in terms of sharing about praying for your husband. So I think it was probably a good time that he's not around, that I sort of cover this while he's away, and to sort of cover this praying for your husband theme that I was asked to cover. So let's maybe touch on it. So where do I start? I think it's always good that I reflect on my story and then bring perspective in terms of maybe praying for your husband, or relationship or partner and so forth, and just maybe to trace back in terms of my experience and what happened with me. And I guess praying for my husband, I guess, but let me just give perspective. So, I think for me, I think it had been a long time that I just been falling into relationships. And I then decided that I'm tired of just falling into a relationship. I want to be intentional about it. And I decided to be single. I had not been single for some time. And I decided just to be single and to really look within myself, right? Before I ask God for a boyfriend again at that time, or a person that would love me or be with me. And I think it was important for me just to do that work, because during that time I think I found out stuff about myself that I had ignored. I think there was a lot of healing that I needed to do in terms of my life in general, in terms of loss, in terms of relationships, or being cheated on. You would know, I think if you have caught up with the other videos, you would see that there were a lot of things that happened before I met my now husband. And I decided that no, I think I've been just been floating around and not being intentional or praying for someone that I would spend the rest of my life with. And for me, when I started, it wasn't necessarily to say I'm praying specifically for a husband, but I think I had, and I guess it does make sense when I say it, but I had sort of taken the time to say that I don't want to go into another relationship. Whoever that I go into a relationship with, I really want to spend my life with. I don't know if in my mind if that meant marriage specifically or a lifetime partner, but I kept on meditating and praying about that to God, that whoever you send me, let it be somebody that I'm going to build a life with, right? And and I don't know if my list is the type of list that we use when we pray for certain people, and maybe having the challenge of I don't know, I don't know in terms of what our expectations are mostly, right? And I think that's probably where I want to sort of sit in terms of expectations. Because for me, I was like, no, God, I need somebody, whoever I go into a relationship with, this person needs to be, this person needs to love you. He needs to know you. Because it would make no sense for me to be with somebody that doesn't know you. And that was the first prize for me. And the other things, if I recall my list, I think it was really about somebody that would resonate with my love for my family, because I think with the loss of my mom, there was a disconnect that I had gone through. I grew up in a big family, right? And over the years, there was a lot of loss in our family, a lot of aunts, uncles that passed away, my mom passing away. So I was specific to say whoever he is, he must feel like home. He must feel like a family that I could build. And I would resonate with it, and I will fall in love with him, not only him, but his family as well. And he would make me laugh, he would make me smile, he would keep me happy. He would have so much, I think, in my in my list, that he needs to have some goal in mind. I wasn't specific about he must have money or a certain job or whatever, but he needs to have a vision. I think that's, yeah, I'm articulating it well now, but I don't think back then I articulated it well. I think that's what I actually wanted to sort of write down, but I think God felt what I wanted. But he needs to have a vision, right, in terms of his life, and he needs to be a visionary in terms of his family, and also put in the work. So, and I think somewhere in that list, right, I sort of went into it. I thought about it, and there were prospects that came about in that time, and I wasn't feeling like God was meeting my expectations, because you would be very certain that this is what you're looking for, right? You'll be looking for this, but it won't necessarily come in the package that you expect. And that's why I want to sort of highlight the expectations part of it, because as much as you God will send you somebody, or will sort of say this friend that you've been with for all these years is actually the guy that you're praying for, or and you're not seeing him, or whatever the case, because that's what happened with my husband when God answered, that it was somebody that was with me, that was around me, and it wasn't somebody that jumped off from the sky, because we were going to the same church, we were around the same friends, and he was always just around me. But that's and but when he came about to say I like you and things like that, I was like, no, it can't be you, it can't be you, because I'm waiting for a guy like that is like this, but his heart, his humor sort of sold me. And as we got to know each other, I saw all of these things that I sort of said to God, and I asked of God. But if I had stuck to my image or expectations, I probably would have missed out on the guy that God has set for me. And that's, I think, what I want to speak about. I want to sort of speak about the expectations, the societal pressures, or pressures that we get from friendships, or the type of guy that we should be getting married to in this day and age, that has money, that has a car, that has this, that has that. I mean, my husband had nothing. And I was okay with that, because there was something that, and I think it's God more than anything, and let me not even call it something, it's the Holy Spirit that was saying, it's him, you know, as much as my ex, my first take on him kept on saying, ah, no. But God kept on reassuring me that it's him. and and for me, what I want to sort of say, because really this is just a short message to whoever is praying for somebody, or praying for a relationship, or and things like that, that it's not going to come in the package, it's not going to be maybe all smooth sailing, that then I guess it is for other people. because other people will meet the love of their lives today, date for 3 months, and get married, right? And they will stay with each other for 20 whatever plus years in the way that they met. And you would know immediately that this person is the one when you meet him. But for other people, it's not the case. I mean, for me, when all of that happened, when he came about and said, I like you, and things like that, he was exiting a relationship. And at that moment, I was like, this is a red flag. I'm not doing this. I get gain. But God still was saying something to me about this guy, because I said to him when he came up to me and said, "No, I like you, but I'm exiting a relationship." Exiting a relationship, guys. Already you're like, sorry, you want to double cross me, guys. This is a term, yahal, but you want to date me and somebody else. How is that going to work out? And I remember saying that to him, like, how are you comprehending? How are you telling me this and expecting me to sort of take stories how, and you date me and you still exit. You're not out of a relationship, you're exiting a relationship. Already that is a problem for me. So I was like, you know what? I like you too. But I don't think this is the time for us to date until you get your house in order and finalize your exit. Then maybe give me a call. Maybe we can just talk about it again, and then maybe you tell me again that you really want to be with me. I said to him, I was like, sorry, okay, come back after whatever, once you've done your exit, and then maybe we can have a conversation. I don't even recall. I think it was probably 6 months or 3 months. I cannot tell. He can probably I'll ask him the question when we do our anniversary check-in, to say how long was that when I said, go get yourself together and things like that, and then come back to me. He did that, and then he decided to call me, or I can't say if it was a BBM, because Nelson said the BBM, that the BlackBerry, right? That time he was using a BlackBerry, and I think I was using a purple one. He had a black one, or things like that. And then he texted me and he's like, can we talk? And then he called me, and then he told me, I want us to meet. Tinyoko, I've been thinking about you. Hey, story, right? I'm like, okay. I'll give you a call and I'll see you when I see you. Some Saturday, I'm sitting at home. I give him a call, and he had gone to a funeral or church thing, and he was with his friends in Sharpeville. And then I call him and I say I'm coming. Right? He had called me maybe during the week, and I just decided, oh no, let me just go hear the story out. I go to him, and then I even call one of my friends to say, hey, Kiashavili, and I'm needing directions to this place, right? I go, I get there, and then he was beside himself because they were busy having a jolt with his friends, and then I arrived, and I think he was shocked. I got there, we sat there, and I was in the car, and he came into the car, and then he was like, and I'm like, kind of we saying, what did you say during the week? And then he went and said, no, kind of, what words? He's gonna correct me. Maybe he'll correct me, but he's like, I've got feelings for you. I like you, and obviously probably I was blushing, and I was sort of, and I'm not in that relationship anymore. Like, I really, 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 really want to try out our relationship. I'm like, okay, that's fine. Yeah, we can meet, we can talk. And then I think it was just from that moment in time, I think it was really just getting to know each other. Because for 8 months we were not there. We were just spending a lot of time together, and everybody was like, la jola and things like that. Yeah, we can call it dating, courtship, whatever. Pre the official let's date, no kissing, no. Yeah, okay, I'm lying. We probably did kiss, but we were not official. we're not officially dating. And and I was like, no, we still need to get to know each other, be friends, because I think in that time I was needing confirmation from God to say, really, really, it's him. Really, really, this is the guy that I prayed for. And I think day by day, as we got to know each other, spoke about things that we wanting in a relationship, wanting in a future, wanting in marriage, and things like that. We spoke about things like that, right? Children. He wanted children like very early on, and I was like, no, Jose. Things like that. So more than anything, I think the message I'm trying to drive home is just to adjust our expectations. You pray and you say, and sometimes you'll pray and you say God is not hearing you, and God is hearing you, and He'll answer at a time that is good for you, at a time that is according to His purpose or His will for your life. Because I think majority of us maybe want to quickly be in a relationship or to quickly be married without actually taking the time to understand what this covenant is about, or a relationship, because parts of us or parts of ourselves still need healing. And and I don't think we must shy away from taking the time to heal, taking the time to just go out and be with your friends and have a good time, and not want, to at the end of the night and be with somebody. Just go out and have a good time. Just be with your girls, be with your family, and absorb all the lessons, all spend time with people that are in a relationship. Try understand, try see yourself in that position before you are wanting something that you don't even sort of get. And it is important that even if you're in your single season, that you understand what a relationship is about. It's about compromise. It's about dying to self. It's about also not forgetting about yourself, because you'll go into a relationship or you'll make quick decisions, because you really are wanting to be with somebody. You're wanting companionship. One of our highest needs, our hierarchy of Maslow's needs, is companionship, is belonging, and sometimes we need that level of discernment to define, hore, when do we need this? Because you've got the same sort of need in terms of friendship, in terms of relationship, in terms of family, in terms of just a societal thing, just to belong. And when picking, the love of your life, whether you get married, whether it's your lifetime partner, or whatever it is, I think it's important that you take the time to just at a bird's eye view, look at what's happening around you, have some level of self-awareness, and understand what you need and don't need in a relationship, because relationships are not easy, because and also more so marriage. Lenyalo le monate, it's great, but there is nothing in this planet that reveals, if you haven't done that work previously, about finding out who self is and understanding yourself and knowing what you want. It's gonna come up again in marriage, because when you are with somebody that loves you, that wants the best for you, or wants this, or that person also is looking to also find themselves. If that work is not done previously, or you've spent that time in your single season to understand who you are, it's gonna come up again in marriage. Marriage will reveal it, will make it bare, because that compromise, that submission, that love, all those things that you are set to do in your relationship, is gonna come up again. So my advice is to take, if you are not dating or choosing not to date, take the time to enjoy yourself. Take the time to study. Take the time to read a book. Um, and do the things that you love to do, while you pray and while God prepares him. Because I think every time I speak with my husband about his previous life and my previous life, I'm like, you know what, Datim Dimo was actually was preparing you for me. And as much as I only prayed for you, maybe in whatever 2000 and whatever, he was even in those moments where you were still with other people, dating, doing wrong decisions, right decisions, whatever it is, he was still preparing you for me. And I feel like every single person has a person. Every person has a person. Me, or maybe I'm just a hopeless romantic, but I believe like every person has a person that is set for them. No need to rush, no need to force yourself in a relationship, because some relationships don't work out, and some of it is not because we've made poor decisions, but I guess it's God's will that he has set somebody before for you that you deserve. So before we do an anniversary check-in, I thought to come in and have a quick girl chat, nyana, and for us just to, when we go back and start the new year, when we start praying, maybe if one of your prayer points is a husband or is a relationship, that when you do that work, that you also do the work within you. So yeah, don't forget to subscribe, comment, like. Guys, it's gonna be like, yeah, 2022 is gonna be great. And I know more relationships are gonna come, and we are going to, God is going to do what he needs to do, because there's a certain level that we need to do as his children, and the rest we have to leave it up to God to do only what he can do. There's so much things that I think we have all gone through in this year, and it's been difficult for a lot of us. It's been difficult for me, and a lot of us are really have lost a lot of loved ones, or have broken up or have divorced or whatever the case is. But I'm here to remind you that God will do it again, and it's okay to start again. We are never too old, never too young to learn or to start something new. And God has put a vision in your heart. He has put a vision in my heart. And I pray each day that in 2022 that it comes into fruition. So I love you and see you soon. When I come back, I'm gonna come back with my husband, or it will be a blog or a vlog. With Vlogmas, Lord knows. But yeah, thank you so much for watching.